Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using The Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. Website on the bottom here is llewellyn.com. Another website for Ciro, usgamesinc.com. I used another deck of theirs, so I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But if you look up Ciro, I'm sure you'll find whatever you're looking for. Supportive Oracle cards, Spellcasting Oracle cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. There are their full names and their complete spellings. There's some websites in the back here for them. SheWhoIsArt.com I notice all the time, but there's a couple other websites if you're interested. Feel free to check those out if you'd like to. All right, what do we have for Leo? Okay, so your cards are good. Let's see what you're dealing with. Ooh. Bottom card. King of Wands. That's a card that makes me feel like I don't tie it down to a gender, but this is like no matter what your gender, this just means you're in complete control and you're going to do what you want. And I feel like this is a really good energy for you. Because you're stabilizing something and you're making happen what you want to happen. That's not rare for Leo, though. That's not really rare. To me, Leo is very dynamic, and when you want something to happen, you just go and do it. It's just, that's what I want, that's what I'm going to do. But there's something else here. Because it's kind of like you're making something happen, but I'm seeing this card, which the king is at the bottom, the queen is over here too, making the choice. Before you move forward, just stabilizing where you want to end up and just make sure that it's in line with where you want to end up. So, the easiest way I can think of to put this is kind of like, this month starts, right now you have more than enough for all the expenses for the month. Rent, food, gas, whatever you got going on. Right now you're set. You have a limited amount of spending cash. If you set your mind, if you decide that, all right, when I get to the end of this month, I don't want any of this other stuff touched. This is the spending cash, that's it. If you set your intention right off the bat and you make that decision, this money is not to be touched, this is, I feel like you can be easily successful. Because I feel like some people do this thing where, how do I explain this? Like, it's almost like they have two debit cards. One is for the main account, for the main checking, and then there's a second account where they'll put their spending cash. So if they go out somewhere, they only use the one debit card, and if it gets declined, they're like, okay, then I've gone too far, I need to stop. Once that's done, that's done. And you're just like, nope, that's it. I made my decision. I'm not going to do it. Leo, if you've decided you're going to do something, you'll do it the way you've decided. You just got to make sure that you stay in line with what you want. Make your decision, set your boundary, and then set it up to where, like, I feel like I can relate to this. Kind of like one of the ways I do it personally. If I'm going to go, for example, I haven't gone to a casino or a place like that in a long time, years. But I'd take $50 cash with me, and then I'd leave my cards at home. So when the $50 is gone, that's it. And that's how I kept myself under control. Like, once it's gone, and I set it up to where I can't dicker with it. I can't. That's that. So, I don't know. I feel like that makes sense. I feel like for anybody, like, could you, if you set yourself up with restraints the way you need to, because you know how you are, if you set up your own restraints for your own needs and your own purposes, that you're like, well, I know how I'll be. Like, that's why I do it that way. Like, when I used to go, I'd take $50 cash. I would leave the cards at home. That's it. Because I know that's it. Because I'd set that intention, like, I don't want to go over that. I don't want to do any more than that. That's what worked for me. I see this working out very well for you. You just got to make sure before you start out, you decide what you want, how it's going to work, and then you set your boundaries, and you know what you can do to get around your boundaries. So just make sure you don't allow yourself the ability to get around your own boundaries. Like I did, the analogy is the best way I can think of to explain that. Because you got the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. You have to set up your own boundaries for whatever it is. You have a goal. You want to achieve this goal. You know what to do. You know how to set this up so you can't. You know how to set this up so you can't get around it. All right. So why am I coughing here? Why am I choking on the words? Like, what's the deal? What am I missing? You're gonna want to. Is that what we're missing? Is that what I'm not saying? You're gonna want to screw yourself over. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know. I think Leos know themselves well enough. You have random moments. You do what you want in the moment. That's why they're saying set up those boundaries that you know you can't get around, like that $50 thing I just explained. Because like, for example, if I was to be there and I was like, everybody else was having fun, but I ran out of my $50, and I'm like, oh, everybody else is still having fun. I don't want to stop having fun. Well, maybe I'll just take a little bit more out. Well, maybe then before you know it, like $250 extra. So instead of $50, I just spent like $300, which I did not want to do, and it was because the next day I'll be like, oh yeah, I just kind of flushed $300 down the toilet for no reason. I just wasted all that money, and was it really that fun? No, because I didn't win. You have to set up your own boundaries because they're warning you. You will want to work around your own boundaries. So you have to know what you would do to get around that. So like me leaving my cards at home. You know what I mean? I don't know if it matters because I feel like somebody's going to argue it. Like, oh yeah, but then what are you going to do if you need gas? What are you going to do if you need food? I think when I did that last time, like I gave like somebody money ahead of time. Like I think I gave them like, if we were going to go out to eat, like I gave them like $30 at the time. It was a long time ago because we weren't going to go anywhere that expensive. And like I also gave them like gas money because I think they were driving. I don't know why I'm throwing it in there in case you're wondering, but there you go. You're going to try to get around your boundaries. They're warning you. You are definitely going to try to do that. You know what you're going to do. You know how you're going to do it. If you set it up to where you block yourself from doing this, if you set your own boundaries, like, and I can't get across that, I know I can't. You know what I mean? I'm going to put a moat, and I'm going to put water, and I'm going to put piranhas in there, because I ain't going to go in that water, because I know there's piranhas in there. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to. They're warning you. You will want to screw yourself over at one point. Not purposely, like you won't be thinking, oh, I'm going to screw myself over. No. You're going to want to do something else. You're going to like, well, I want to do this right now, and you're going to kind of mess it up. Don't do that. You know what you're going to do. Like, you know how you would get around things. Block yourself before it even gets there. If you stabilize it, you will get the end goal that you want fairly easily. This has more to do with timing than anything else. Because I know how Leo is, but the thing is, even though it's kind of like, well, if I don't get success now, I'll just do it later and I'll make it happen a different way. That's fine, but the thing is, if you get sidetracked from this goal and you get a setback or two, the goal will change and you'll go a different direction and you'll kind of miss out on your original goal. If you're okay with that, then that's your business. But if you're not okay with that, they're just saying, like, set it up so you can't get around your own things. I keep getting like this analogy, like this a work analogy, where, you know, sometimes people, like, they're only going to work a little bit of overtime and then they're going to go do something with family or with friends or something like that. And then, you know, they get caught up in what they're doing, so they end up canceling on family or friends and they just work. Set it up so you can't do that. You know what you would do. You know what could happen during those moments. You know how that would play out. So set it up however you need to. For whatever reason, I'm getting the work analogy again. Explaining that same thing. It's like one of the ways to get around it, if your company or business allows it, instead of doing overtime after work, see if you can do overtime before the normal work day. So say, for example, maybe you work from 8 to 5. I don't know if that sounds right. But, you know, say you work from 8 to 5 normally with an hour lunch. I think that's normal. instead of doing overtime from like 5 to 7 o'clock or 5 to 6:30, whatever you would do, see if you could come in at like 6 or 6:30, get the overtime in the beginning of the day, then going to the normal day, and then because by the time you get ready to leave, everybody else is leaving too, so you'll just wrap it up and go. Overtime already done. It'll work out better. It'll just, if you can do something like that. I don't know. In case that makes sense. I feel like for the right person, that'll make sense. Because they're just warning you. You're going to try to, like, screw yourself over. Not purposely. Like, you're not going to have that thought in your head, like, I'm going to screw myself over. No. You know, you're just going to, in the moment, you're going to be like, well, this is what I want to do right now, so this is what I'm going to do right now. If you block yourself from doing it, if you already set it up, so like, crap, I can't. I put this block in here and I can't get by this block, so I guess I have to go do what I was originally going to do. That's this whole reading. That really is what this whole thing is. Because I feel like whatever this is, doing it the way you want to do it originally has the highest amount of success. You got the Knight of Cups, you got the Ace of Cups, you got the Ace of Pentacles. The original plan you have is the most successful, the best outcome. If you don't set it up so you can't get across, if you don't set it up so that you don't have to do it that way, in the moment you're going to change your mind during the process and you're going to miss out on this. I think that's the best way I can really explain it. Because you're going to want out. They're like during, it's almost like this is something that takes 3 months or longer to do. And during this process, you're going to want out, and you're going to start looking at other things. You're going to get distracted by these other possibilities, and you're going to get kind of cheated out of your best outcome. You're going to get cheated out of your best outcome, but you're going to do it to yourself. They're just warning you ahead of time. Set it up so you can't do that to yourself. You'll be fine. As long as you see it going in, you know what you would do. You know how you are. You know how things would work. And if you're okay with it going the way it's going to go, that's your business. But like, if you're watching this reading and this is hitting, I feel like you know exactly what it's telling you. Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Again, thank you for watching, and have a great day.